fellow junker this past weekend down there in the Arizona area, and we had a very interesting talk about how he runs his business and the success that he's been seeing only doing it as a side hustle. And that's exactly what this video is going to be about, starting junk removal as a side hustle. So guys, let's get into it today. Here we go. My name is Ricardo. I'm the owner of Junk Guys Junk Removal Service, located here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And I'm also owner of two haunted houses, one in the Dallas area and one in the Fort Worth area. Today we're going to talk about a gentleman who started this business about 2 years ago and still has this business as a side hustle, and is at a point right now where he wants to move the business to his main business. And I've told him the verdict, what to do or what not to do. Here we go. What's up, Indio? Let me say good morning to all my buddies up there. What up, Indio? What up? Alex will be on here pretty soon, so I'm going to say hi to him. I want to talk about the side hustle of junk removal, what kind of business it is. So I'll be honest, I started junk removal as a side hustle also. I was doing real estate. Here's what happened. About 18 years ago, I was actually going through a divorce with my first wife, Shannon, and we mutually had separated. We're good friends now. That's the good thing. We're really good friends, really good friends. And we had separated, and I was looking for something else to do at the moment. I was kind of burned out being a shoe store owner in Dallas. So I started looking into real estate, and I started doing real estate, but on the side, I decided to see this industry of junk removal. So I wasn't doing the shoe stores. I lost them in the divorce, which was really good because it was just a stress on my back. And then I started doing real estate. I started working for this guy that was in the cartel. Had no idea that he was a cartel owner, but anyway, regardless. And after I guess it must have been at least 6 months into real estate, I decided to start doing junk removal as a side hustle. And I was pretty decent about it. I was doing like one job a week. And then those jobs were just really good jobs, right? Like I'd get phone calls to clean a garage for $200, $300, and all excited about it. I'm trying to remember, it was such a long time ago, right? And the fact is that even though that I was working, I always saw promise in this business. Like I knew this business was going to go somewhere, but I had to get the niche of it. I did junk removal for a good 8 months before I decided that real estate wasn't the way I would go. I would just use junk removal as my main income. Well, I had no choice. Really. Something occurred with the real estate company that I just started doing junk removal all of a sudden. What's up, Alex? So the phone call I got yesterday was about this gentleman, and he was telling me that for the last 2 years, he's been doing pretty good in junk removal. He said, this is the only negative thing that he told me. He said, hey, Ricardo, I've been doing junk removal, but as a side hustle, I usually start my day at about 5:30 in the morning. He's a trucker, and he ends his day because he runs local routes around 3 o'clock p.m. And then from 3 o'clock to about 6 to 7 o'clock, he does 1 or 2 jobs a day. And I'm like, okay, that's not bad. But he doesn't work all the time. But he said that the work that he does do from 3 to 6 is more money than he does in his trucking company, which is kind of... And that's where he's at. He's realizing that if he takes on junk removal full time, he'll be able to make more money. And I asked him how many, because that's really important to me, how many phone calls does he miss? And how many jobs does he take in a week right now? And this is what he told me. He does 3 to 4 jobs weekly, but he misses an amount of phone calls to about 10 to 15 a week. And I was like, golly, could those 10 or 15, is this guy a good salesman? While talking to him on the phone, he seemed not outgoing, but not quiet. You know what I mean? Not outgoing, but not quiet. What's up, Wally? Good morning. And I told him this. Here's a solution for you. How to figure this out. Do you have any time off with pay from your job? And he was like, yes, I got 2 weeks. And I said, that's it. Take 2 weeks from your job right now. Okay? In the next few weeks or month, because the summer's coming, we're about to start getting really, really busy. And plus, tax return season's right here. It's right now. I said, this is as busy as it's going to get in the next few months. Okay? Why don't you take 2 weeks from work and start evaluating if this is something you want to do in those 2 weeks, and pay attention only to junk removal. Only to junk removal. And in those 2 weeks that you take off from work, you are actually going to be working and concentrate on only your job. So right now, get this crap. Get this. This is kind of funny. He only gets jobs from Google My Business and Instagram. He doesn't even have a Facebook page. When I asked him, he didn't have a Facebook page. So it was kind of a surprise to me that he's not a social media guy, and he's only concentrating on Instagram and allowing his Google My Business to get all the jobs for him. What do y'all think of that one, huh? Google My Business is doing all the work for him. And I told him, in order for you to grow your business, you have to be more on social media, and you have to have a website. He doesn't have a website. I said, brother, until you put a website, a Google My Business, a really good Google My Business, a website, you're not going to know the power of the internet to your business. And that right there, what I told him is a big deal. That right there is a big deal. He's not using what we use daily, what we all use in junk removal. He's not using that power to run his business at all. At all. And it blew me away how he's even averaging 3 to 4 jobs a week in junk removal and missing so many phone calls. He says that sometimes he's able to save some of these phone calls because he'll call back the customer, they leave him a message, and he calls them back. But he does use some of the methods that I use in junk removal, such as low pricing, same-day service, next-day service. He doesn't schedule out anything. He doesn't have anything scheduled out for days and weeks. He takes off that same day after work and he goes and does his jobs. Which isn't bad. Which is not bad at all. So I want you to understand that this guy, even though he's doing this as a side hustle, that he's at least trying to make it into a full-time gig. That was pretty cool. But he needs to know what his next step in, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to guide him. I told him my solution to him was to take those 2 weeks off and to use those 2 weeks as a stepping stone to the future of his business. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, I think it's going to work out great for him. I think it's going to work out for him. If he can answer all the phone calls, but he has to be more social on all the social media sites. Whoa, this guy's taking all the road. You know, guys, I want everybody to understand that this gentleman, even though right now he's doing 4 to 5 jobs in junk removal, that he has 100% potential to make this business bigger if he allows himself more time to do junk removal in his business. Okay? Right now, he's kind of hampering his business by not answering the phone calls. He said immediately, right now, before he takes the 2 weeks off, He's going to get his social media sites up. Now, I tell him, just like I tell everybody in these videos, what to start off in. Start your Facebook page, start your Instagram, start your TikTok, start all those pages that happen to do with junk removal. He wrote notes down. I told him to start a Twitter page. He said he didn't even do Twitter or LinkedIn. I said, dude, I am a big poster. I post all my information on those sites. Even though I don't know how many people go to it, I still do it. Regardless, guys, I still do it. I'm posting that information. It doesn't matter. I post that information on there. You know? So, with that said, I think as soon as he gets all that information down, then he should as soon as he opens all the social media sites such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Tumblr, that as soon as he does that, he will be able to establish his business as an online business. And I even have a website. He doesn't even have a website. He just lets Google My Business do everything for him. And I think, honestly, as soon as he does that he'll have a better chance to survive those 2 weeks. I told him, listen, open that up, start posting, let a month or two go by, and then take those 2 weeks off. So that was the plan, to open all the social media sites, start posting on all of them, start sharing. Then, after he starts sharing, wait a month or two, then take his 2 weeks off and do junk removal full-time for those 2 weeks, and let's see where he's at. And he likes the plan. He's going to initiate the plan, so he's ready to take off with it. You know what I mean? And that's awesome. That's awesome that people actually listen to these videos. He said he's listened to every one of my videos, and he's successful in this business so far, just doing it as a side hustle. Now, the realization is this. I started junk removal as a side hustle. I was doing real estate and doing this as a side hustle. It worked out for me. And I don't think I count that side hustle as 18 years. I'm not sure if I do. I think I did my side hustle for about 6 months. I don't even think I count it as a part of my 18 years. Okay, so this past week, it's been raining every day. The sun is coming out. The sun is here. And I'm going to tell you, okay, so that's enough of that guy. That's enough of that guy starting that side hustle. I'm going to tell you, it has been very tough to get jobs lately since it rained all week. All week, I know it's been really, really tough, and a lot of people are going to quit this business right now. A lot of people are going to quit this business right now because, ooh, there's a nice little truck. That's a nice truck. Maybe I should go look at that truck. They're going to start and quit this business right now because of how slow it is. How slow it is, okay? I think that, well, that's good for us, of course. Of course it's good for us. But it's also bad for the industry. That people get into it and they quit. It's bad for the industry. In reality, guys, there are going to be a lot of people coming into this business and a lot of people quitting this business and a lot of people not even telling people that they quit this business. And overall, anybody that starts this business is good for us, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it puts our service out there, it puts the brand of junk removal out there, it puts us on the industry, and more people will know what junk removal does and who we are, what do we exactly do. And the people that are in and out really quick will teach other people. Oh, okay, we'll live together. Which of them cook dinner? Neither, because they both eat out. Ooh, that's funny. That's actually funny. That's a good joke. I mean, this thing's about junk removal. You're making jokes. That's funny. All right, guys. Okay, that's all I got to say. I'm here. I'm going to me and my wife's property here in Azle, Texas this morning. I'm meeting the contractor. We're laying the cement today. This is kind of exciting. We're going to see about the electric pole that's up on my property in Azle. And I'll show you some of that in just a second. I'll see y'all later, okay? Bye-bye.